practices at Miami. What has stood out to you most about your new coaches and your new teammates?
My coaches, I say, they're very detail-oriented. Coach DL, I love the way he coaches. I love his style of coaching, and it really motivates me to come to practice every day and do things earlier or later. I'm trying to really get into the groove of doing that. So, yeah, I can't do nothing but talk positive on them.
And how about your teammates, especially your fellow defensive tackles and the O linemen you go up against in practice?
So they some guys for sure. I ain't gonna lie to you. They some guys. It's good competition. Everybody working to outwork each other, but we all getting better every day.
Can you just take us through the process of what led you to Miami, what stood out during the process when you were in the portal, and just why Miami?
When I first came to Miami for my visit, it was just different. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great vibe. I came into the facility, everything. I don't want to say it filled my eyes, but it filled my eyes, like in a good way though, for sure.
What's kind of been the biggest adjustments going from La Tech to Miami too, whether it be like, away from football, in the facilities, just things like that?
The biggest adjustment, I would say, first and foremost, the class. I'm trying to just go to class every day, make sure my grades are good, because without the athletics, you can't even play ball. But outside of the classroom, it's just me getting in the groove, like I said, coming in and just getting the work that I can get in.
For people that don't know your play style, how would you describe yourself as a D tackle?
For my play style, I like to compare myself to an Aaron Donald and a Fletcher Cox kind of mix, but obviously I'm still working to harp on my skills, make sure I do everything right every play, and just be consistent because that's what they are.
Going against like the interior offensive linemen in practice, what have you noticed about them? Who stood out to you so far?
Who stood out to me, I believe, is Coop. He a baller, I'm not gonna lie. He got good technique and everything. In my head right now, some competition with him. Not in a bad way, but like today, for instance, it wasn't a good day for me personally, but that's a part of the game, you feel what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I heard Coop's a big trash talk. Do you guys go back and forth when it comes to that?
We don't go back and forth, but he gonna talk his shit, for sure.
And just, the other defensive linemen, just who stood out to you on the line, especially among like the younger guys?
Among the younger guys, if I'm being honest, nobody really, but those some big boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be talking to some of them, and it's like they tell me they're a freshman. I'm like, damn, I thought you was like a junior or senior or something like that. But they definitely got that size on them. It's just a matter of getting the technique down.
Who's helped you the most that's been here in Miami just to get you through the transitional process of learning the defense and just learning everything?
I say D-Lou and JT, because they're my defensive line coach, and they're gonna make sure I get the plays, do them right every play, and again, they make sure I harp on that technique. There's not one play where I don't have technique and they don't tell me that I'm not doing it right. They're gonna correct me every single time.
What's the main message from Coach Lewis to you in particular? Things that he's always saying in practice.
One thing that he says every day, you gotta the first thing I would say, when the ball moves, I move. That means get on their ass, from the rip. As soon as you step on the field, you want to go. It's no easing around, it's no oozing around when you on the field. It's straight business.
I just want to talk about your journey leading up to Miami. What are some things that you learned from going through all that you did to get here that you think is going to help you at this level?
One thing I learned through my journey is that one, there's levels to this, and two, if you don't put the work in, you're not gonna get results. And that's another thing that when I got here, like you really start to visualize, you really start to see it with the players and things like that.
And then I want to ask you, obviously making the jump from G5 to Power 4, just what are your thoughts about that adjustment? And obviously, I know you're saying you're ready for it, but what are your thoughts on that?
I'm really just excited, man. The competition, there's a difference in the competition, I would say, for sure. But it's not gonna do anything but make me better. Every single day I come in, I know I can't be lagging when I come out on this field. If you're lagging, you're gonna lag, and you're gonna get exposed. That's the only thing I can do.
Any other questions for David?
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.